My name is Olga Feldmeier. I'm co-founder and executive board chairman of Valor. Valor is a Swiss digital asset exchange. I'm located in Switzerland, in the Swiss crypto valley, and I've been in crypto for the last 9 years. The mission of Valor is to make investment in digital assets and in Web3 technology easy for everyday investors. Technology is complex, and investing in technology was always a challenge for any types of investors. We provide tools, access to liquidity to markets to make investment in digital assets simple. I think what is special about Valor is that we provide the full service suite for investors who come to invest in digital assets. That means, starting with when you, for the first time, buy your first Bitcoin, right? You're not yet super sophisticated investor, right? You just have buy and sell button, very simple brokerage interface, very simplified charts, and off you go. And then it's as you grow and your abilities to invest develop, you start to look into trading, and at some point even in advanced trading, where you need much more information about the market, charts, how the order book looks like, how much demand is in the market. So all of this we also make available through the separate module. We call it advanced trading. And ultimately on the back of it, there is a custody and staking. Today, investors can earn a passive income from just holding to their cryptocurrencies and earning a certain yield by basically lending out their tokens for companies such as Valor to run the protocols. So this is why we see ourselves as a full service digital asset exchange, and even, spread through different needs of the customers and different customer segments. Exactly. So we at Valor, we got started with a simple product, simple for consumer, very much in-depth technology on the back end. Simple service for consumer is basically being able to buy and sell digital assets such as Bitcoin. And we have currently over 200 different digital assets trading pairs, including, by the way, recently Swedish krona. That's our newest add-in on the fiat currency side. That's, just retail business, brokerage trading for beginning investors and for advanced investors with advanced trading view. So that's one product. On the other side, we started in the recent years to leverage our infrastructure to enable banking institutions and traditional players to offer crypto to their customers. This is, the demand is growing, and of course, banks are working on completely different infrastructure set. So here we are enabling banks, we're basically providing our technology on the back end, the white label solution, and enable banks to offer to their retail customers the trading in digital assets. A lot of people point out that today there are a lot of digital asset exchanges, crypto exchanges. Yes, it's true, but the difference is very much in regulatory approach and localization. So there are a lot of large global Chinese, Asian exchanges, Binance, or the huge US exchanges such as Coinbase. I think what is special about us is that we are regulated here on the ground in Liechtenstein and in Switzerland. We have a custodian and exchange license cut to the needs of this business, and been always very diligent on AML and KYC, so playing by the rule. I think this creates trust, and a lot of our customers want exactly this, right? And on the other side, basically the localization, investing in technology, in digital assets, it's very complex, right? So you don't want to add on the top of this complexity, another complexity of, thinking through all of this in a foreign language. And in the reality today is that if you have a problem and you want to talk to customer support, there is just email and everything is in English. And I think it makes quite a big difference to be a local provider, with local languages, live customer support and local languages. This is actually what investors really need. We choose enable banking because it's one of the most powerful and innovative players in the space. As a digital asset exchange, where people buy, sell, trade, hold digital assets, we need, very fast connection to as many banks as possible, because it's very simple. If people digital markets are so fast moving, there might be some event and you want to invest in the next 60 minutes, right? And previously they had to think, okay, so where's my bank? Maybe it's the European country. And whereas we have SEPA, and SEPA is very fast, but still there is a time gap, right? And maybe you want to trade exactly in the next 5 or 10 or 60 minutes, right? But no, you have to wait half a day. And then it doesn't work, right? Then it's too late. The trading event already happened. So it's crucial to have such integrations. And we already see that our customers started to profit from this new integration. And with Enable Banking, we just make it possible for our customers. They integrate once, they connect their account, and the next time they want to transact, they just push one click of a button, right? And the money is transferred, and even they don't need to wait so long for money to arrive. And this time that we win is absolutely crucial in decision making and investing and trading in digital assets. So I'm super happy that we found such an amazing partner with 2,500 banking partners. This is as good as it gets. In the last couple of years, let's say 3 years, the digital asset technology made a huge progress, not just in terms of the growth of, digital asset space, that we went from having 100 assets in 2017 to 20,000 tokens today, whereas the market capitalization reached 3 trillion end of the last year. This is just the size and the growth. And just this even position digital assets as one of the largest alternative asset classes. But on the other hand, we also have, the technological development on the side of applications, right, and use cases. So this is exciting because, we see a lot of new applications being built on existing platforms such as Ethereum, but also the appearance and emergence of new platforms which, challenge the Ethereum and have good chances to become dominant players in their niches. So all of this together, if you add additionally, the third dimension, the users and the investors, and the trends that we see in the direction of institutionals investing in the space, right? Banks, asset managers, BlackRock, Fidelity. It's never been so good, right? We've been speaking about institutionals moving into the space now, I think, for 5 years. But just now, this has started to happen. And it's great news for the industry. Looking at digital assets space and its development, you will see that one of the biggest hurdles on the way to mass adoption was regulation, and in particular, how fiat deposits are being treated or are allowed to be treated by digital asset exchanges. And in different countries in Europe, regulator had very different approaches, but having a solution with providers such as Enable Banking, enabled by PSD2, right? These providers enable digital asset exchanges to receive fiat in a way that is, simple, that is accepted by regulators, and so on. So it is playing a crucial role in the development and ease of service and, less regulatory headache for digital asset companies. PSD2 was a great breakthrough for financial market regulation and fintech in Europe. It gave the birth to a lot of new business models and players, such as our valued partner, Enable Banking. In a way, I see current stage in a regulation of digital asset space in the same phase, right? Just a couple of weeks ago, European Parliament signed off the new European law, MiCA, for digital assets, right? Which is going to be implemented into local regulations of 27 European countries in the next probably 12 to 18 months. And this is the same moment for us, right? Whereas now, the regulation is fragmented. If you're regulated in one country, you cannot do the same business in the other country. And it's not just fragmented, it's also very different. The requirements are very different, right? So the same moment is just about to come for our industry next year, and it will change a lot. super important, not just for consumers, that, they have a solid base to trust and to transact with peace of mind in the digital assets. This is important. I think the narrative, and what's in the press, this is what is driving consumer behavior, right? So the more positive narrative is about regulation and the press, and this is how consumers are affected. Nobody's really studying terms and conditions and how the exchanges are regulated. But the impact is on the narrative. The impact is on overall impact of this regulation for the industry. And the biggest impact is going to be on the institutional side, clear regulatory framework in place. It will be easier for asset managers, for banks, for family offices to invest, to gain trust and invest in this space. And this will drive, also the consumer trust. And I think actually it's so big and so important that next year it might even be the event, that will trigger the next bull run. So we're now in the crypto winter. The next 6-12 months is going to be just, sideward movements. Everybody's waiting for the crypto winter to be over. And what will be, this event that kind of like breaks the ice? And it pretty much could be really the implementation of MiCA and the good news that Europe is ready to go. If you compare the impact of PSD2 on banking and MiCA for digital assets, they're comparable in the way that they enable players to do something that they were not able to do before, right? So for example, digital asset providers will be able to act across the board in 27 countries, but it's not the same fundamental in the way that the new business model emerged, right? With PSD2, the new business model and services emerged, which broke up the monopolies of the bank in a certain degree. This is not the case with digital assets, but it's important in the way that it will open the doors for a lot of institutional investors that are today hesitant and don't trust because of the lack of regulation. MiCA is basically focused mostly on so-called centralized models, right? Exchanges, custodians, and so on, and stable coins, right? That's important part. But it's not yet there in terms of DeFi, decentralized finance. As MiCA was developed, those years, DeFi just, really was born. They will still need to catch up with DeFi and figure out how to regulate it without killing it. That's a big one. And then I think the bigger breakthrough will be needed, not so much even in financial services, but overall, adjusting our economy and law frameworks, right, to the new reality of digital spaces and life in open metaverse very soon, right? So how do we record ownership of things, right? If I own the house, is it still this registry where I go and there is a book and they put a stamp? Or is it going to be NFT, non-fungible token, which is recorded on public ledger? And this is how I prove that I own this house. Technology develops and fuse in each other, right? Virtual reality, spatial computing, the whole metaverse technology stack, right? Blockchain technology is going to play a key role here, right? Not just as financial backbone, right, with digital currencies, custodians, exchanges, but also as a backbone for record of ownership of any type, also as a new breed of social media platforms, really decentralized and in the Web3 fashion, where you own your content and you own your stuff and you can take it to any other platform. And the regulation needs to evolve. Regulation and legal frameworks need to evolve to replicate this new reality. Ownership right, intellectual property right, and so on can be a token. This is going to be a huge long battle. In the digital assets space, we will see further development of market capitalization, capital, brain, people, Web3 technologies becoming one of the dominant spaces in technology investment space, right? I expect, digital assets grow beyond 10 trillion asset market cap size within the next probably 3-4 years. So, but apart from the size, of course, all the interesting application cases and basically bringing this decentralized infrastructure, not just for finance, but for a lot of very useful applications such as identity, verification, ownership, giving this to people in developing countries that would never had this infrastructure at such a low cost. And with this, moving our society a great step forward in its evolution. This is what is going to happen, and I'm very much looking forward to it.